Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching around the world. This is Adiroke Olisa, and I am so happy to see you watch another episode of my channel. Alright, so today I'll be telling you how I overcame identity crisis. So from last time I talked to us about when my parents separated and how we moved to the wooden house on the refugee site. So this house, we didn't have a bathroom, we didn't have a toilet, we were doing short puts and we were having our baths outside, very early in the morning around 4-5 a.m. we are out to have our baths, so that we wouldn't be seen. At a point he constructed a roofing sheet kind of bedroom and all of that. It was very horrible. Food was kind of like once or twice in a day for a child. I remember vividly then in the night when we are hungry and we say, "Mommy, we are hungry." Meanwhile, we are staying with our grandma. Unfortunately, our grandma was also evicted from our house, so we are staying there with her. I want to say, "Mommy, we are hungry." Mom will say, "Take water and go to bed." that was like an anthem in our house anyway. But we survived it. But what I noticed happened to me was I began to lose who I was. I was still in my formative years. I was supposed to be discovering, myself and, but I had to constantly hide from friends, from people, so that they won't know where I live. I remember one of my schoolmates saying to his mom one day his mom came to visit my mom, and I was like, "Is it a mad woman that is staying in this house?" I actually hid myself in the middle of the clothes so that I won't be seen. I really cried. I did that. Wow. So it's a mad woman that lives in the kind of place. And it's kind of far from the truth because we are on a barely cleaned refuse site. So we had a lot of animals we saw in the house and all of that. So, but I began to lose myself because the pressure was so much on me as the first child. My siblings were very young. My brother was a baby. He was just one. He just clocked one. In fact, he just clocked one. My sister was also very small. I was more like the one that is sensible among them that could understand what was happening. All right, so I had to. The pressure was on me to man up. I had to man up as a child. I had to take responsibility of taking care of my younger ones. I had to go to markets. I remember my mom writing out things for me. I trekked all the way to market. I mean, very a distance, I must tell you. I did that, a whole lot of things. I became an adult early. So, like I said, I didn't grow. I didn't have that childhood kind of thing because I couldn't even play with my mates. I couldn't even, because the environment we were, I couldn't even relate to children in that environment. They're ras, like they always, you know, speaking in Yoruba, and then we are not speaking Yoruba because my mom did not just make us speak Yoruba then, so we were always speaking English, and they will be laughing at us. Who are these ones? They are speaking English, and I was going to a tush school, one of the best in my environment then. So when the school drops us, I remember I used to run. Like I would run to a very far place, because we are a group. The school bus would just drop us at that junction. Unfortunately, we had rich kids that were living not far away from our house. So like, "Where is your house?" I'm like, "My house is down there." You know, that was a lie anyways. My house was just by the road. But I just hid, and becoming an adult or taking up adult responsibilities early in life just made me lose who I was. I lost my identity, I lost self-esteem. you know I was just overloaded. Like I was, the the pressure was too much on me. And even, you know it shows in my pictures, my childhood pictures. I was always looking sullen. I don't talk to people. I just kept to myself because I was lost of who to blame. I was lost of who to blame, you know. So that continued. It actually continued up till um my secondary school years. Yes. So moving from that, of course, after a while, we moved from that place. We moved to another house. We moved to another house that also kind of like was just a block house, but had it was like this face me, I face you, and it is something just continued basically. But of course, probably an improved level of suffering, you know, because my mom started working and she started taking care of us. She's a strong woman, you know. But I still did not, I still was just existing. No sense of living. I could not still understand why we had to live, and I could not question anybody. I could not question anybody, and that is the same for a whole lot of us out there, young people, teenagers. You are just there. You are not with your dad, or your mom is another person, or your dad is another person. You are living with your step mom or dad, and you are just angry, and you've lost yourself. You don't even understand why you have to be in the mix of all this. Yeah, life happens. But when life happens, you have to happen to life and you have to move on. So for me, in secondary school, I was kind of like living a double life. I was brilliant, but I just had this very terrible low self-esteem. I lacked confidence. I was not confident to do anything. I was not confident to look at anything. Like, the only confidence I had was in my book, and I just faced my book and everything. So I faced a lot of challenges in the area of, I think, that really affected my self identity, because of there was no money. So I was constantly pursued from school for school fees. It was terrible. In my school then, I don't want to mention the school, they put us in prison for not paying school fees. Like, you'll be in that prison with hundreds of students, with heat, smell, fat, everything. You'll be there, and it was constantly an embarrassment. When you are like one of the top 3 in your class, and you know that you're brilliant, but you are always owing school fees. My mom tried her best to pay her school fees. The one experience I'll never forget really was when I was in primary school. I think we were, oh my god, we sought for money, like even as low as 100 naira, 200 naira there. I really thanked all who has helped us along the way. So the addition of all these things really affected how I saw myself. I felt like I was a nobody. I felt like there was nothing good about me. There was nothing interesting about me. I felt I was just feeling an empty void. If you are feeling that way, I want to just encourage you simply. Your circumstances should not define you. It should not define you. You are created for a purpose. There is a reason why God took his time to make you, be a part of the 1 billion people that are on earth today. There is a purpose for it. Don't allow the present circumstances you find yourself to make you feel like a non-entity. I know how it feels to be like you are just a common piece of person, like you don't have any. I asked myself a lot of questions. Am I born by mistake? Am I even worth living? I'm not quite sure if I didn't attempt suicide, but I thought of it. I had a thought of suicide when I was young, because I just felt, when I was secondary school, when they go for PTA meetings, nobody is there to go for me. I see my friends, their parents come for them and everything. I see a whole lot of things, that my friends were, doing with their parents, but I did not have, so my mom was busy hustling to make sure that we have the best of life. So I was like the second mom. I had to hold the fort while she was away. So I just felt like I was born to be used. I felt so not needed, so useless, but look at me, here I am today. I'm inspiring you, I'm inspiring countless of people, in different places. And I just want to tell you that you shouldn't allow your circumstances to define you, and you shouldn't attempt to take your life or to harm yourself because you feel that, well, you are better than, you are not needed, and there is nothing good about you. There is something wonderful about you. Only if you are patient and you face your challenges, you need to face it. So for me, I just like, okay, well, if this is how life is going to treat me, fine. I'm just going to face my academics, and I'm just going to come out well. I'm going to come out good, and that was just it. I was just compensating myself with being good. That was just it. But I know that whenever I leave the midst of my friends in school and I get back at home, I think a lot. My friends that know me, they know I think a lot. Like, I can just be lost in thought. You know why? Because I'm just thinking about a whole lot of things. I was just thinking about a whole lot of things. Life was definitely unfair to me as a child, but as I grew up, I knew that I had the power to write my own future. And that's what I want to tell you today. Yes, you might have lost your identity as a child, but now that you are grown up, you need to discover who you are. You need to understand who you are. You need to know why you are here. You need to understand that those things that you have passed through are a pointer to who God has called you to be. And that's what I realized later in life as I was growing. I'm still growing. But I realized that all the things that I have been through were actually a weapon, were actually a tool in the hands of God. Are actually tools in the hands of God to, help me discover my purpose, help me to understand my life's journey, my life's purpose. And I thank God because I went through all those things and I came out. Yes, you might go through those things and have scars that you continually see every day. Yes, some people went through the kind of poverty and life I went through, and some girls, became pregnant, teenage pregnancy and all of that, but that's not the end. The end happens when you give up on life. So it doesn't matter the mistakes, the scars that you have sustained as a result of the battles that you didn't choose. What is most important now is for you to recognize that everything you've been through is a pointer to your purpose in life, and you need to use them to step up. You need to use them as a ladder to step up. You might not have the power over where you're coming from, but you have the power to determine where you're going to. I hope that blesses you. I hope it blesses you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Kindly like, share, subscribe. Have a blessed time. Bye.